Good morning, everyone. Hello. I wish you a good day wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends what time is your local time. Right, today it's the 10th of July. I'm back on the daily updates. So let's have a look on Bitcoin. Let's see what is going on and see what is happening. So let's have a look a little bit here what's going on. This is Bitcoin. We know the levels, right? I can draw these lines again just for you to remind you, right, how I did these lines. It's quite easy. So you know that I'm using the gangster fib levels, right? And usually what I do, I mark the bottom. Let me grab the tool. So here we are. So I grab the very bottom of the market when things started it, and all the way to the top, right? It's like the Fibonacci. This is a Fibonacci tool. This is a Fibonacci levels, but I have a template and I'm doing the gangster fib, right? So here's the gangster fib. Just to make sure that I log to the very bottom of the market. So if I'm not mistaken, that's the very bottom of the market, 21st of November. So that's the first line, and all the way to the top. Let me make sure that I log to the very top. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, make sure it's logged. I'm on the daily. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lock it, put a padlock, and also I'm going to open up the settings and I'm going to move this a little bit forward. Let's see, 250, will that be enough? No. Let's go to 315. Yeah, that's a bit better. I've got some distance. I see the levels. So here are, we've got the levels. The red line is the 50% of the bull market, right? This is where we started. It goes all the way up here and all the way down here, 44.6. It's the 50%, right? 59.86, 186 is the 75%. Okay, so this is where we are. So we're supposed to hit this level, and the question is, will we close above this level? Will Bitcoin close above this level? And which time frame are we looking for these? I also look for these. Anything above 1 hour, right? Anything above 1 hour is a very close look. So I did the lines a little bit thicker for you to see, to stand out a little bit on the recording. So here we are. Okay, so this is the area that I need to pay attention right now. It's 10 o'clock my local time. +3 UTC, 3 hours ahead of GMT, right? So let's see, on the 4 hours, hasn't closed yet. It's got another hour. We need to see, where that is going to close. Is it going to close above or is it going to close below? Even if it does close above, we need to see also the next candle, what the next candle is going to go. It's going to go higher, it's going to go lower. So are we going to let's say we're going to claim this level, or we're going to lose it, right? Something like here. This is what I need to see. I need to see if we're going to find this as resistance, or are we going to go above and, flip it from resistance to support. So the next few hours is very crucial for us to see what is going on, right? So recap on the levels. 73.7 is the top, right? Then we've got another level on 66.471. We've got the 59. Technically, it's the big range that you see here. I've got a refined level of a range. Here it is. This is my refined range, right? So if I zoom up, you can see it here. It's range. My 50% of the range is very close to my 66.47. Okay. This is the pivot point, so to say. The red line, you can see that it's the pivot point that you see loads of rejections in these levels, right? This is a support. That was resistance. So you understand how significant is the 50% of the range. So this is a refined type of range, and how I trace the ranges, how I look the ranges, I see a big momentum to the up, right? And then it comes down, it's bouncing, and then bounce again. So what I target the majority of the bodies that they give me the range, right? Now, if I get in the future a little bit fake outs and deviations, it's okay, right? I do not update my range. It went all the way up, came back, got in, went all the way up, come down, and this is the first bounce. That's the first bounces from the bottom. This is the first bounces on the top. That will define my range, okay? And obviously you can see that, you know, this is the 50% that, you know, how is reacting to these levels, right? That was like a rejection point, it broke through, it came down, a lot of fight in these areas, then it was a support, there was again a resistance, that was a resistance, then support, you know the deal, right? I don't need to repeat myself, I'm just explaining. This is my refined range. A couple days ago, last week, we saw a movement that we bounced and I was heading up towards the range. We expected to see how it's going to react in the range. We kind of, you know, said maybe probably it's not going to be that strong enough and we're going to find some rejections. We saw the wicks, right, and then it came back again down. So it came down, did not clearly attach the 51.9. Okay, we have a huge imbalance, let's say momentum to the up that creates an imbalance. We have an imbalance. The order block is right under the gray line here, so it's under the 51.9. we have an order block. So I was expecting to come down to these areas to fill the imbalance, kind of touch the imbalance but not completely. So it's pushing up right now, and this is the point. Now we need to see all of us, is it going to be a rejection or is it going to go above and flip it and then go you know, as a support? If it goes above as a support, that will be quite bullish, right? And that will be like a W formation. It goes down, it goes up a little bit, down again, it goes up. Or you can see that we have a low and a high low. Okay, and that move that we had today, early this hours, is breaking structure. So far, it's kind of bullish, like early signs, not a solid sign yet, early signs of a reversal, I may say, right? Early signs of reversal. We may see return to the upside. Now, how deep to the upside? We need to wait, right? I'm not jumping on my guns here. We need to get proof, right? But we cannot ignore this. So it's very, very crucial where we are right now. Two things can happen. Either we go above support, and then again the first target will be the beginning of the range, then the second target will be the 50% of the range, the third target will be the top of the range, and then in the future we're going to talk if we're going to break the range and, you know, break the all-time high, blah 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 blah. You know the story, how it goes. But before we go there, we need to deal with this one now. So two things can happen: either we go up or either we're going to get rejected. Okay, so far, as I said, you got two lows that, you know, is giving you signals, right? What do we see? This is a low, right, and this is a higher low. It's kind of bullish signal. What else do we see? We see big wicks from the downside. So that means we have a lot of buying pressure. Okay, so people are buying. So the market is driving that thing up. The problem is now, it's not a problem, but, you know, the observation now is I know that we are dealing with this down momentum. So we know that we have a continuation order block here. So when we're going to get here, we're going to find some rejections. We know this, right? Technically, we can see it. That's a continuation order block. That is another order block down here. I mean, that yellow one is an order block. This is where everything started pushing to the down, right? So we need to deal with this level. We need to deal with this continuation order block. Not a big deal, but it's there. And then we need to deal with, again, another order block, which is the bottom of the range. So there's a lot of work going on here. So we need to, you know, pay attention. First, you know, we need to clear this level, right? And then go above these levels. I mean, look at that. Look at that. I mean, you know, as I speak, you can see what's going on here, right? That was support. That was a support. That's a continuation order block. So we need to deal with this level as well. What level is this? 60,264. Okay, roughly. So we need to deal with this level as we are now, as we're speaking. we need to deal with this level, and then afterwards we need to deal with the order block right in these areas and see how strong it's going to be. Okay, so we're going to take these one by one. Let's have a look on a smaller time frame. Let's go to the 1 hour or 90 minutes. You know that I like the 90 minutes. So here's the 90 minutes. Okay, this is a low, a higher low, and a higher low. It wasn't so bullish because we didn't have right high highs. Yes, we did have a high low, but it wasn't so strong, right? It wasn't giving you any clear proof that it wants to move up until early hours this morning, like 6 o'clock my time, local time, right? So somewhere in the Asia time, we had a push that is breaking structure. And which structure I'm looking for? I'm looking for this structure, right? The drop, that's the pivot point. This is the point that it turned around. So I'm looking for the last high before it starts turning around. So my last high is that one here, right? So you see it goes up, it hits the order block, it gets affected, it goes down again and creates what? A higher low. Always remember what I say. I measured a big down movement that was 8.9, let's say roughly 9%. On the second visit on the same order block, I do not expect to go more than 50% of the primary move. So what's the half of the 9%? 4.5, right? So let me bring that to 4.5 ish. Here we are, 4.5 ish. So next time when it's going to come down 4.5 ish, right? This is the time, how far it will go. It went a little bit extended, but I do not expect to go more than half, right? So here it is. Let me try that again. 8.9, 8.7, yeah, I'll say 9. So from here to the top, I'll go 4.5. This is the area that I do not expect to go lower than this. It did a little bit, a small deviation, it's fine. So you can see that it did not reach the same bottom. So we have a higher low, okay? So here we are, we have a higher low, right? And another higher low if you want to talk about this one as well, but it did not break structure until today. So now things are getting interested. It's drawing our attention into this area. Okay, so I see the lows, the highs. It wasn't so convincing, but here we are now. We're breaking structure. So I say, okay, you have my intention. I need to look these areas, and paying a little bit close attention to it. I would like to see a little bit the wicks. What kind of wicks do I have? Right, I have plenty of wicks from above and below. How do we translate that? We translate that people are starting getting profits, right? Not massively. It's not big wick like this one, right? It's not wick like this big, but it's 3 of them, yeah. Okay, so people start selling, right? Taking profits. Probably these people here, they took some profits. Why? Most likely because they see the level. Okay, probably they see the level that we see here, and also we have that order block here. So we know that we're gonna bump into trouble in here. So let me mark that with horizontal ray. So here we are. Boom. 59,891. That will be another area that we're gonna get trouble. So possibly what we're going to see, if he wants to go above this level, then we're going to see some trouble and then come back again, right? And if he wants to go higher, we need to see something like this. If not, maybe we're going to see a failure. It will not reclaim this level, and then maybe we're going to come back down. Whereabouts? Well, if I break down these levels, right, again with my gangster fib, here we are, this is my gangster fib. I'm breaking into lanes, and then I need to take step by step, level by level, and you can see that even on the 90 minutes, I mean I can go even to 30 minutes, you can see that price action is following these lines. So if it's gonna drop, okay, if it's gonna drop, I need to see what it's gonna deal with that level here, which is it broke the structure. We need to see how it's going to keep that. It's going to lose it. Remember, that's the point that it flipped it, right? It flipped it. So we're supposed to hold this line above if we want to be bullish. right? We need to stay above. If not, and then it's going to lose it, then we're going to target that area and later that area. Okay, level by level. You always know, that I take things level by level. I do not jump in my guns. I do not have the crystal ball. I do not predict things. I'm trying to see what the TA is telling me. Why I say this? Because I treat the market as a random walk. Okay, the markets are random walk. There is no predefined how to say this. If we don't have a predefined way how the market's going to go, it's not predefined. It's the algorithms can run in random ways. So people are operating in random ways. You don't know when they're going to start buying or when they're going to start selling, right? And on top of that, you have the algo and the market makers, and worldwide, everyone has different opinions and stuff like that. So it is clearly a random walk. So I take that as a base. So I have to deal with what I see on the charts right now. So I don't care, which way it's going to go. Just show me the direction and I'll follow. So far, currently, we have an uptrend, a short-term uptrend, okay? In general, big, speaking a larger time frame, we are on a downtrend, and this is the early signs, possible early signs of reversal. So we following a downtrend, possible reversal, and short term, since let's say Friday, market is trying to push slowly and grind to the upside. Okay, so I need to go step by step. Okay, what do I see here? What do I see? I see this high that is trying to go above the line. Okay, above the level, it came down and trying to reclaim it, and then again it's losing it. Now in the microscope on the 30 minutes or even in the 50 minutes, what do I see? I see a high. Right, I see a low, and now I see a lower high. Okay, so it's kind of compressing. Okay, it's compressing. It's a flag. So we need to see, later, in a couple of hours, we would like to see how Asia will close. We would like to see how Europe is going to operate. I think it's time for the European session. Let me bring this up. Let's go to the website and see the clocks. Yeah, we've got Hong Kong closing soon. We've got Singapore, and we have just opened 20 minutes ago. We have London and Frankfurt. So we got the European up and running, right? London, Zurich, Frankfurt, Moscow, Johannesburg, everyone is up and live. Hong Kong, Shanghai is closed. Tokyo is closed, and we have Hong Kong towards the end. And Singapore towards the end, right? You see these light yellow spots that we have here, right? This is the lunch break that they have, right? This is where the market in Asia are quiet. So they're having a lunch break, technically, right? I don't know if they go to the canteen or the kitchen having a food, but technically they're having a break, right? So you see a first action before the break, and then you see another action after the break. So 6 o'clock in the morning, my local time. So that must be, let me have a look, 6 o'clock. That was my local 6 o'clock. That is before the break. So the move that we have today, it was before the break. So what else? I mean, I'm going to leave this here nice and simple. So we need to see how Asia is going to close. Okay, so they had a nice push to the up, right? Now we see some weakness. That is the market being driven. This is the retails that they're trying to follow. Okay, so technically speaking, we may see later closing the Asia, right? Asia may do the opposite, right? They're going to pump the market up, take some profits, and then they have the two options: either leave it as it is, right? And they're going to hand that over to European session and the American session later today. Or before they close, before they go home, right, they're going to decide to drop it and come back and say, hey, we dropped the market up, we took the profits, we're going to drop it down back. Okay, so we need to see in the next following hours what is going to happen. Either it's going to stay above, or either we're going to stay, go lower, and the market is going to be driven back, and we're going to understand later that that was a major resistance. It is a big level, 59, 5965 roughly. It is a big level. We need to pay attention. Now, that is purely PA, price action, right? And this is what we see on the chart with no indicator. So let's bring now our little agents, right? We are the CIA, the Crypto Intelligence Alliance. So we need to bring in the let's say the intelligence to see what they can give us. So I'm going to the weekly. Okay, double click. Let me bring my indicators, and here we are. Let's talk about stochastic RSI. Let me zoom in on the stochastic RSI. Okay, stochastic RSI. It came all the way down to the oversold area. We had a fake cross up. Okay, it went a little bit up and then it came down. It's not a fake, but it was a short-lived. Okay, it was to be expected to be short-lived. I'll explain that another time. And now we have another cross up. Now that is a very good bullish sign. You have a cross up under the level of 10, right? On the weekly time frame. It's very bullish. The same thing like this one, but that was a little bit premature. Here now, time-wise, right, it's been a little bit in sync. That was out of sync. That is in sync time-wise. So I believe that may be a stronger cross-up. However, we need to wait because that cross-up happened on Monday. So we need to wait and see until next Monday if that cross will be confirmed. Because these 2 points, I'm going to put a vertical line. These 2 points are fixed. They cannot be changed. However, the second vertical line, these 2 points, the yellow and the gray, are variable. So you don't know by the end of the week if that yellow line comes down and then it becomes parallel, right? So we need to wait. So let me give you a demonstration. So you have a line here which is fixed. You don't that line that bullet point, so to say, it's fixed. It will not change no matter what. Okay. What is variable is that vertical. So we don't know the yellow, the first line, where it's gonna go by next Sunday. It's gonna go higher. It's gonna go lower. It's gonna be the same. It's gonna go, I don't know, parallel. It's gonna drop again. We don't know. So these levels are still, variable. It's not fixed. So we need to wait until Sunday night when the market is going to reset, the weekly. Okay, that will be 3 o'clock my local time. Why? Because I'm 3 hours ahead of UTC. So UTC midnight, we're going to see if that is going to be confirmed or not. So a cross is a good sign, but it's a little bit early. Okay, it's not confirmed, but it's a good sign. On the weekly, for you to have a cross up on the stochastic RSI, you have a bright future for the next days or weeks, shall I say. RSI, the same thing, it's turning around. Okay, well, RSI, we do know, I've spoken about this before, we do know that RSI is a bit slower, right? Stochastic RSI is under the, is inside the oversold territory, but not the RSI. The RSI is around 50, halfway. Okay, now halfway, this is what I was expecting. The zones on the weekly that, remember that we'll talk about that one, is I need to pay attention around these levels. Right here it is. I need to pay attention around these levels. This is where, the majority of resistance and rejection points. This is where things turning around. Okay, majority of the times this is where we found rejection points. So I had to pay attention around 50, and this is what we see now. Is it possible that it's going to turn around and move to the upside? It is possible. Okay, we're going to watch this. What else? ASO is another nice lovely indicator. What do we see? We see a turn. Now ASO is the slowest of all. You have stochastic RSI to be the fastest, RSI the medium turn, ASO it's a little bit slower, so it's starting to turn. Now the negative is starting to turn, right? If it turns completely, by the end of the week or next week, then that will give us a clear sign that will be the bottom of the market. the local bottom, right? If you see negative turning around, it's telling you that the price, the negative, the sellers, they cannot push the price further down. Okay, this is a negative, that is the positive. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, now technically speaking, I spoke about that one before as well, that generally the market when is doing a reversals, a correction, right, to the it's going up and then it's doing correction. Usually the correction goes down by 50%, and by going down 50%, let me mark the levels. From here to go down 50% is around 37.3. okay, and we haven't seen that yet. If I may close these gun box, right? I'm going to close this gun box and I'm going to bring you, okay, let me close that one, let me close this one, and let me switch on. Do I have a proper Fibonacci? Yes, we have a proper Fibonacci. That's the Fibonacci that we started all the way to the bottom, all the way to the top, the same levels, but with the Fibonacci sequence numbers. Okay, so the Fibonacci sequence numbers, the golden zone is around 37.65. Remember that we said that 50%, if it wants to go down and correct by 50% as it did in the past, right, the 50% is somewhere down here, which is inside the golden zone, which is under the 37.6, right? So that will be around 36.5 ish. Okay, now that is where the golden zone is. This is where is the 50% of the drop. Usually Bitcoin drops, is doing the correction, right, between 50 and 70. So 70, how deep the 70 is? 70 is all the way down here. I do not I don't see that happening. Okay, we may not see even the 50. We may not see even the 50. We need to see how it's going to react into these levels, right? Even Fibonacci it's kind of bouncing off from the 38. Okay, kind of early, but too far away from 38. Early bounce from 38, and we need to see if it's going to reclaim this level. The same thing with the Gangster Fib, right? We need to reclaim these levels. It's the same thing. So these levels, right, is a crucial level for Bitcoin. We need to see a significant strength to go above these levels, right? Here it is, not that one, right? And let me bring my Fibonacci as well. You can see that we have kind of matching levels. Okay, so the 50% is down here, 37.3, 37.6, give and take 37.5. Okay, that is the ultimate or optimal, so to say, level for to do a true correction. Okay, full correction as it is done in the past. So also we have the good news about the weekly stochastic RSI, that it may give us an early sign of reversal. We're going to see this. We're just going to be patient and wait a little bit and see what's going to happen with the closing. Here's a 90-minute and we are below the level. You see the wicks, people are start to selling. So I will not get surprised if the market, if Asia start pushing the market to drive it all the way down where everything started it. Okay, they usually do that. They push the market up and then they dumped it. Okay, let me check the hours. Yeah, I mean that was 3 o'clock in the morning. They dumped it. 4 o'clock they start pushing. That was Asia. It went all the way up there 10 o'clock, aka as we are now, and then it stopped dropping. Okay, we may see something similar. You see weakness here on the big wick. We see weakness. That's what I see here. A little bit of weakness. Someone is trying to sell. They're taking profits. Obviously, we need to see the following hours. What are we going to do with this level? Either we're going to stay below or either we're going to go above. The wicks from the upside as a selling pressure a little bit higher than the buyers. Okay, but that's not 100%. Don't take this as granted. You never know what's going to happen. Just watch for the following hours. What is going to happen now? The alts, because of this nice push a pump, I believe the alts will run. Okay, so be careful with the alts, right? If they start selling now, they're going to get affected. So let's have a look. Let's see on Bunter Bubbles. And the reason I'm going to Bunter Bubbles is because they have nice selections. So here we are, kind of nice view here. This is on the daily, and we have the alt top 100, and you have double digits. Not all of them, but majority of them, you know, they're looking all green, and some of them they're doing quite well. Tao is doing quite well. Tia is doing quite well. Su is doing well, right? Say is doing well. So we have double digits so far, okay, which is not too bad. Now, if you want to go into selections, you're going to have a look what Ethereum is doing, right? And you can see Ethereum, we have MOG, okay, meme coin, 16.3, Zero, we got 12.2, Pendle, Phantom 8.9, Prime 4.6. You know, we'll have some movement. ARB 5%. You see the big ones. I don't pay a big attention to meme coins. You know that I don't like. It's not about liking. I don't go crazy with meme coins. Okay, I wanted to be more on solid trades and projects. Look out for the top 30 that I posted on my Twitter. Right, I'll bring the towel. Let me bring that towel up. I'm going to do that right here with you. So I'm going to let that right. Okay, so let's have a look before it loads. Let's have a look on Avalanche, AVAX. Again, AVAX, we have again good numbers. Not about Shore. Shore is not Shore today. Shore is not Shore. It's dropping. What about Solana? Let's have a look on Solana. Solana is a major you know, ecosystem. I believe in Solana. What do you have here? Obviously, the meme coins are running. What about the big boys? Okay, Render 4.9, it's good. GRT 5.4. Okay. The rest of them a little bit, you know. I'm not going to say nonsense, but yeah, the meme coins. You know how the this bull market, there's a lot of drive in the meme coins, but easily they go up, easily they go down. It's high risk. You 1 minute you make money, and the next minute you're losing money. So you need to be very careful with meme coins. I like to, you know, because I don't see crypto as a gambling. I see it as a business. So I need to, you know, pay attention to projects that they have, you know, they have utility. Right, so here's the picture that I posted the other day. This is the true utility tokens. I've got top 30. It's been assorted with market cap by the time I was printing that. Let me know if you recognize them. Okay, I'm gonna say only the first 10, and that is Bitcoin, that's Ethereum, that's BNB, that's Solana, that's ADA, that's AVAX, that's DOT, that's Link. Okay, that is. I keep on forgetting. That's Matic. Okay, and you know, let me know if you recognize any of the others. And this is kind of the blue chip. Okay, this is, you know, the big ones. I have the updates here. I'm going to post the updates there. Blah blah blah. You're going to see that later. No worries. So back to this. Watch this level. Is showing signs of weakness. We need to see what's going to happen. You know, 90 minutes. What do we have on stochastic RSI? I mean, I'll be curious here. What do we have? We have a high, low, high. Another low, high. What do we have in the price action? Ooh, we have. Okay, in the stochastic RSI we have low highs, but in price action we have high highs. What is this? I know you can't speak. At least, you know, I hope that you do see it and recognize it. This is a bearish divergence. Okay, when the indicator is printing you low highs, but the price action is doing the opposite, the indicator will win 95% of the times. Okay, so we have a divergence here. Okay, So most likely, maybe, if the indicator is going to come out correct, maybe that will be the point that we're going to start going down. I see a little bit of weakness. I see the wicks here are greater than, the wicks from below. So maybe we're going to lose this, maybe. Okay, but in the looks of the TA, it has more high probability to go down. Okay, at least to this level. So be careful with your alts. Trying to find your positions in the long term. Okay, what about ETH? Here we are. ETH is holding quite well. I spoke about the weekly levels. Is holding, the 2.8 is holding. That is good news. I spoke about that a couple of days ago. That is a good level for you to buy. It's moving towards the up. We'll see if it's going to come back to the levels again. You may have another opportunity later. Okay, ETH is doing fine. ETH against Bitcoin is still fighting on that 50% level. We are holding support currently. So Ethereum is not driving. Let's say, well, it's not driving. It's not been driven by the market so far. Okay, we're still on the support here. So Ethereum hasn't started yet. We are what we want to see, right? What I would like to see, and together for us to experience, is I want to see Ethereum against Bitcoin to overperform Bitcoin. I would like to see Ethereum moving. Why? Because that will give us a sign that if Ethereum starts moving, an uptrend, that will be the time later after Ethereum. Later, we're going to wait for the alt season because we haven't seen the alt season yet. Okay, I mean the alts have been taking a big hit, right? They came all the way down when to the levels that where everything started. It's quite quite bad. Now, let's have a look a little bit in Solana. Solana. We spoke about that. We found a support, right? We had. This is again 12-hour time frame. That was Monday. Okay, that was Monday. That was Friday. So in the weekend, we had plenty of time to build a position inside the support, right? And now we are moving away from it. It may come back. Don't you worry. It may come back. Here is an order block, right? There's an order block there. So we see some signs of weakness, right? We see some signs of weakness. We're going to see that later how it's going to act. If Bitcoin's going to come down, Solana will come down again, right? So maybe you have another opportunity to buy again from support if you haven't bought it yet. Okay, this is the levels in Solana. Going back to Bitcoin, that's it for me today, guys. Nice and clean and short. I'm trying to keep this as short as possible. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to, I need to clear your vision instead of, mudding it up. So here are the levels. Okay, watch the levels closely the following hours. Let me bring the big Fibonacci. Well, it's not the Fibonacci levels, but it's not the sequence, it's the gangster fib, right? This is the levels. Pay attention to these levels and go, one by one. Early signs of reversal, not confirmed reversal, is looking good. It broke structure, it's very good, but let's see how strong it's going to be. Right, two scenarios. I'm just going to go above or I'm just going to stay below. So far, as we speak, 10:40 my local time is looking a little bit weak, right? We don't see any continuation. So watch out and see what the US is going to do today and the European session. That's it for me today. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll give you an update tomorrow. Have fun.